Hi, I'm Show-ei-mon. On this channel, I share videos where you can carefully follow clothing alterations all the way through to the finished result. They are filmed from the actual worker's point of view, so you can check professional hand movements clearly. Please use them as training videos for those aiming to become professionals. This time, let's take in the waist on women's trousers. We'll take in the waist at both side seams. The before and the after look like this. For women's trousers, the waist is basically taken in at both side seams. When taking in the waist on women's trousers, you need to pay even more attention to how much the hip part is taken in than you should with men's. Compared to men, women have a more defined waist, so there is a bigger difference between the waist and hip measurements. This is because of the differences in the body structure of men and women. If you take in the waist at the center back like you do when altering men's slacks, what could happen is that the waist may be just right, but the hips are tight. It also depends on how much you take in, but unless there is a specific request, it's safer not to take in the hips too much. If possible, do a fitting and determine the amount for the hip properly. Alright, let's get started. This time, we'll take in 3 centimeters in total. Since we'll take it in at the side seams on both sides, we'll take in 1.5 centimeters per side. If the amount to take in is large, spread it out between the side and the back just like with men's. Putting the side seam as the center, unsew about 10 centimeters to the front and 10 centimeters to the back, equaling about 20 centimeters. This is only a guideline, so unsew the amount that makes it easier for you. Unsew the upper seam as well. The waistband is made with 2 layers, outer and inner, so unsew here too. Unsew the side seam as well. Some designs of the waistband allow you to sew by pinching without undoing the seam. But with this waistline, there will be a level difference if you pinch it. So we'll take it apart once and sew it again. Unsew it to about this point. Remove the loose threads. And unsew the other side as well. It's generally better to move the belt loops to maintain the original balance. But if the amount being taken in is small and the balance won't be affected, you can leave them as they are. With the amount being taken in this time, the original balance will not be affected, so there is no need to move the loops. Whether to move the loops should be decided by looking at the amount being taken in and the overall design balance. Press the side seam with an iron. If you don't press it, the fabric can become loose when you sew, and the seam can become distorted. We won't press the waistband because we'll use the crease as a guide. Now, we'll make marks. We'll take in 3 centimeters in total at the waist, and taper to 0 at 12 centimeters below the top of the belt. This, 12 centimeters, is a number determined from an actual fitting. It will vary depending on the wearer's body type and the trouser's design. By the way, the hip position on women's trousers differs depending on the design, with a wide range of about 12 to 20 centimeters below the top of the belt. I recommend you make it a habit to observe women's garments carefully. Because the waistband is wide, the take-in amount differs between the top and bottom. For the top, mark at 0.75 centimeters. Which is 3 centimeters divided by 4. And for the bottom, reduce it a little and mark at 0.5 centimeters. Put these marks in 4 places total, left and right, outer and inner. Draw a line on the body as well. It connects to the bottom of the waistband, so mark at the 0.5 centimeters point. Connect it naturally to the point where it becomes 0. Do the same on the other side as well. This time, we'll sew the top and bottom of the waistband together with a slight offset. There is a crease along the original stitch marks, so align it by using that as the reference. Once you secure the start of the stitching, adjust so the creases line up with each other. It's perfect. Do the same for the other side. Here, I'm checking whether the creases are aligned with my right hand. It will result in a level difference if there is the slightest misalignment. Sew the body as well. Sew until it looks like this. Do the same for the other side. Press the seam open. Sew the top of the waistband together. Baste it so the side seam doesn't shift. And then sew it together. Be careful so you don't shift from the original seam line. Do the other side as well. It's hard to sew, so I will unsew it a bit more. Press it with an iron. And sew the waistband and the body together. Stitch by tracing the original seam line as it is. Be careful not to erase it when ironing. If it disappears, redraw the line with a tailor's chalk. Baste it so the seam doesn't shift. And sew again on top of the original stitch marks. Resew the edge stitch as well. Do the same for the other side. Press the waistband seam allowance with an iron. Once you get used to it, you might find it annoying to iron every time. But if you skip the process of ironing, important lines can become distorted. Often, you won't be able to fix that distortion, no matter how many times you resew. If you want to finish neatly without redoing it, iron frequently. In the end, it's faster that way. In Japan, there is also a proverb saying, "If you're in a hurry, take the long way around." Now, close the waist belt. While looking at how the original inner edge stitch sits, baste in several places so the inner side doesn't drop. Sew it together with edge stitching. This waistband is a point that beginners struggle with. Because you can't see it, the edge stitch won't catch neatly on the inner side. The trick is to sew while checking the level difference on the inside with your finger. I'm sewing little by little while checking this with the tips of my left index and middle fingers. This time it's edge stitching, but it's the same with stitching in the ditch. It should look like this. The inner edge stitch is sewn smoothly as well. Undo the basting. And resew the loops. Do the same for the other side. It's finished. Give it a light press with an iron. So, this time we took in the waist on women's trousers. As I said at the beginning, with women's bottoms, how you take it in changes depending on how the waist is constructed. I'm considering demonstrating the methods for waists with other designs another time. Thank you for watching to the end. If you wish to learn more, please subscribe to the channel. This was Show-ei-mon.